Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Terry, and in this video I'm going to do a big book haul from Half Price Books, Ollie's, and Barnes & Noble. I'll start with the Half Price books that I bought today. They had this one brand new, Stephen King, The Life of Chuck. I got a copy of My Utmost for His Highest, the updated... Wow. Okay, they made it so this sticker will not come off of this without ruining it, so I'll have to... That's disappointing that they did that. That is seriously disappointing that they did that. Okay, anyway, it's the updated edition of the text, which I didn't have, so... I guess I'll have to figure out how to fix that. Then this is a New Testament Psalms in the Evangelical Heritage Version, which is a Lutheran translation of the Bible. Let's see if I can get this sticker off. Yeah, this one's coming off. I don't like when they put the stickers in the worst possible places. But anyway, Holy Bible, New Testament and Psalms, Evangelical Heritage Version. Here's some of the features. Attractive readable page layout, single column format, brief book introductions, topical section headings, footnotes for deep understanding, convenient travel size, references to parallel passages, references to Old Testament quotations. And there you go. Single column format, and there's footnotes at the bottom. There are topical subheadings. The top of each page says what the first verse on the page is, and then the last verse on this page. So here's how the Psalms look in it. And then I got this interesting Bible. Let's see if I can get the whole sticker off this one. Oh yeah, get off this one. This is a Holy Bible TBN Parallel Edition. TBN stands for Turner Broadcasting Network. So this one's interesting. It's the King James Version and the New Living Translation. So I think this might be the 1996 text of the NLT. Copyright 1997. Yep, 1996 text. So that's cool. And it's got like the verse finder thing, which is still a feature in some of their Bibles today. And then every page is two columns. One column is King James Version, and the other one's the New Living Translation. Hold on, let me see if I can figure out which... Okay. Wow, the previous owner did some underlining and stuff in here. I'm trying to... Okay, here we go. So this column here is King James Version. This column here is New Living Translation, King James Version, New Living Translation. So, I thought it was kind of neat, and it wasn't that much money, and I think this might be bonded leather, although I can't say for sure. My guess is it's bonded leather. But anyway, that's what I got at Half Price Books, so I'll set that aside. Off to the side. Let's do Ollie's next. Ollie's was just two things. Ralph Compton. Rough Justice #1 includes Death Rides a Chestnut Mare and The Shadow of a Noose. So this is Rough Justice number 1. Ride the long path of vengeance in this thrilling double installment of best-selling Western author Ralph Compton's Rough Justice series. So it's, I guess, the first 2 stories in the Rough Justice series. And then they have this giant print center column reference Bible in the NKJV. Exclusive Thomas Nelson Comfort Print NKJV text. Clear and readable 13.5 point type. Center column references. Book introductions. Easy to use concordance. Full color maps. And it's black leather flex. It's got the ISBN on the back. And here's what the spine looks like. Whoa. They aren't kidding about that font. That's huge. It's got center column references, which I prefer. I prefer either center column or along the bottom of the page. I don't like end of verse ones. Here's what the poetry sections look like. So that's cool. So that was at Ollie's. Now let's do Barnes & Noble. Trying to do this a certain order here. I was able to find the mass market paperbacks of Brandon Sanderson's Oathbringer, which is book 3 in the Stormlight Archives, and Rhythm of War, which is book 4 in the Stormlight Archives. So that way I have all 4 of the mass market paperbacks. The Lies of Locke Lamora. This was a monthly pick. George R.R. Martin, who did Games of Thrones, said, fresh, original, and engrossing, generously realized. So, this is part of the Gentleman Bastards series. Does it say that anywhere on the cover? Yeah, it kind of does. Okay. Then the next 2 books, How to Use the Book of Common Prayer, A Guide to the Anglican Liturgy by Samuel L. Bray and Drew Nathaniel Keene. I have the Book of Common Prayer that goes with this book. It's this international edition. And then I like N.T. Wright's books, and I have the previous edition of this in hardcover. But this is the 3rd edition of his New Testament, called the New Testament for Everyone, and this is in leather soft. And I like this clamshell box, I'm going to keep it. It's got a really neat looking cross on the cover. It's got 2 ribbon markers. 2 ribbon markers. Wow, for a New Testament, that's pretty cool. If I can get to them. There's a yellow one and a brown one. That's cool. There's 2 ribbon markers. That's neat. Here's how it's laid out. It's got 2 colors on the page. At the top of the page, it tells you what book and chapter verse you're in. And then for subheadings, all that stuff is in like a green color. Words of Jesus are in black. There's a generous wide margin for putting your own notes in there. There's maps in with the text. Let's see, is there anything after the book of Revelation? Alphabetical listing of books of the New Testament. A glossary. And that's it. No maps in the back. So, but there is maps where they're needed in the text. So that's really neat. So that's a cool New Testament. I'll read some of the features off the back of the box. Complete text of the New Testament translation by N.T. Wright. Preface and book introductions by N.T. Wright. Dozens of maps throughout text. Exquisite and durable leather soft cover with Smith sewn binding, satin ribbon marker, there's actually 2 of them, and size 11 font. And it's brown leather soft. The other option is a hardcover. I think for a while there was even a paperback. I'm not sure on that. But yeah, that's cool. And then lastly, there's a YouTube channel called Tim Wildsmith, and I've been watching his channel since the pandemic. And he put out a book called Bible Translations for Everyone, a guide to finding a Bible that's right for you, by Tim Wildsmith. And the foreword is by Amanda Bible Williams, co-founder of She Reads Truth. And here are some of the features. An introduction to how Bible translations work, the fascinating history of early English Bibles like those by Tyndale and Wycliffe, the textual basis, translation philosophy, strengths and weaknesses of popular English translations such as the New King James Version, the New International Version, the English Standard Version, and others. Comparisons between different translations, timelines, and charts for easy reference. That looks like a good book, and it's not a very thick book either. It's about, I'm going to guess 200 pages. Oh no, less than 200 pages. The last numbered page in it is page 177. So 177 pages. That's not bad. So that's my haul. Got lots of really interesting stuff to read. I'm really looking forward to this one because it's supposed to explain how Anglicans pray the daily office using the Book of Common Prayer. But it's also got some history stuff in it too, so that'll be interesting. I thought I would add one more thing to this video, an unboxing from Amazon. I ordered a Bible. See if it ends up being what I hope it was, because I saw this one at Barnes & Noble when I was there yesterday, and I took a look at it. I think it's really cool. It's the large print premium value thin line. They had the regular large print one, which also looked nice, but I think this one looks better because it's got a Celtic cross on the cover. Both this and the other one work with the Filament app. If you're familiar with the Filament app, it's a way of scanning the page and it gives you like maps and commentary and stuff like a study Bible. It talks about it on the back here, or I'll show you the ISBN. Here's the ISBN. Set that aside. Here's the front cover. There is no ribbon marker. I will have to add a ribbon marker. That's the only drawback to getting this one over the other one, because the other one had a ribbon marker. But other than that, here's what it's like on the inside. It's like size 13 font. So once I break it in, it'll lay flat. I'm gonna go to the New Testament real quick. Here we go. It's a black letter text. And I'll flip back to poetry here. Nope, I went too far. Here is the Psalms, so there is a poetry layout. This has the verse finder thing in the back. There's a life topic index. It's like if there's a topic you want to look up, it will give you the verses and Sometimes it's incomplete verses, so they'll tell you the references. Sometimes it's full verses, which are in dark print. If I remember how that works correctly. The Bible itself looks like it's about 1,000 pages. Yeah, the Bible itself is 992 pages. So it's got the life application, life topics index. And then after that, let's see what's after that. There's no maps. The end page is a brown, I don't know what it's made out of, but it's fairly stiff. And then the presentation page, and then on the backside of the presentation page is a quote from Psalm 119, 105. Your word is a lamp to guide my feet and a light path for my path. Here's the copyright page. There's a few different editions. And then the table of contents. I want to look at the copyright page real quick. This was printed in China. Looks like it's the 7th printing, 2025, if I'm reading that right. It explains how somewhere in here it's going to tell you how to get the Filament app if you're not familiar with it. You can just go to, if you have an Apple phone, you can just go to the App Store and look up Filament app. And then here's the instructions for the Filament app right here. Alphabetical listing of the books. And a note to readers from the publishers. And this one does not have the list of translators, which is interesting. All my NLTs up to this point have had the entire list of the translators. But now to do that, they're having you go online to do that, which I don't like that. I think they should have kept that being a part of the print edition, but that's my opinion. Here's how Leviticus looks. So it's a paragraph, 2-column paragraph format. You don't have any footnotes. You get those with the Filament app. But, oh wait, there are some translator notes. I was wrong. Because here at Deuteronomy 33, there is a translator note here for a few of the verses. 32:31, the meaning of the Hebrew is uncertain. Greek versions read, our enemies are fools. So let's see, 32:31. Let's see. But the rock of our enemies is not like our rock, even as they recognize. And again, it says the Greek reads, our enemies are fools. Interesting. So there are some notes. There's not a lot of them. You'll get more notes from the Filament app. I want to see if there was a note for Genesis 1:1. Because some Bibles do have a translation note about Genesis 1:1. Because there's actually a few ways to translate it. Oh, yep, sure enough, there's a translator's note for it. It's right here in the outer column. Translator's notes. 1:1. Okay, now, before I read it, I'm going to read what 1:1 reads in the NLT. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Translator's note. 1:1, or in the beginning when God created the heavens and the earth. Or when God began to create the heavens and the earth. Okay, so it does have some translator information. The ISBN is also on the back cover. And I'm going to open it up so you can see the Celtic cross. It's a nice Bible. My only disappointment with it is it does not have a ribbon marker. I think it's my only NLT that doesn't have a ribbon marker, I think. No, my metal one, my very first NLT did not have a ribbon marker, but for that I got what were called book darts, which are these like paper clips that are shaped like arrows, and you can clip them onto the page to help you keep track of where you were. Oh no, I'd say it's a pretty good Bible. I'd say less than an inch thick. Or right at an inch thick. The text block, I think, is less than an inch thick. The only thing that I would have liked better is if it would have had at least a few maps in the back. And if it would have had one ribbon marker, at least. That would have been better. Anyway, still it's a neat Bible. Alright, well I hope everybody's having a wonderful week, and I'll see you in the next video.